Complaints against decoration contractors increased by nearly 50% in 2021. Singapore. The number of consumer complaints against renovation contractors jumped by almost 50% in 2021, with nearly half of them about unsatisfactory workmanship or contractors failing to complete projects on schedule. This comes as the Consumers Association of Singapore released consumer complaints data for 2021 on Monday. A total of 15,515 complaints were logged last year, down 15.3% from the 18,335 complaints in 2020, said Kate. The decrease is largely attributed to a significant drop in the number of complaints against the travel and medical consumables industries, said Kate. Of the 15,515 complaints, Case advised 86.7% of the consumers how to resolve their disputes with the businesses. It also helped 13.3% of the consumers negotiate and mediate their disputes with businesses. In all, Case said that 64.7% of those cases were resolved, with 2 million Singapore dollars, in cash and in kind, recovered for consumers. The association said the composition of consumer complaints it received in 2021 has returned to pre-2020 levels, an early sign that consumer purchasing behavior and habits in Singapore have stabilized to pre-pandemic levels. Case received 1,300 complaints against home renovation contractors in 2021, up almost 50% from the 869 complaints in 2020. Close to half of the complaints against the industry were about renovation contractors failing to complete projects on schedule and unsatisfactory workmanship, said the association. The increase in complaints was attributed to the prolonged shortage in manpower and raw materials arising from continued border restrictions due to COVID-19, pent-up demand in the residential property market, as well as a corresponding demand for home renovation last year. To protect their interests, consumers are advised to avoid making large sums of prepayment upfront, and to negotiate for progressive payments to be made as each stage of the renovation work is completed, said Case President Melvin Yong. Case also said that consumers who prepaid for items or services such as beauty and bridal packages took a greater hit last year. Consumers suffered more than 520,000 Singapore dollars in prepayment losses last year, a sharp increase from the 190,000 Singapore dollars reported in the previous year. The beauty and bridal industries saw the greatest amount of prepayment losses in 2021. Consumers who made prepayments for beauty and bridal packages were unable to get a refund of their money due to business insolvency. Prepayment protection is an area of deep concern for Case, said Mr Yong. To better protect consumers against hefty financial losses due to company closures, Mr Yong said Case has called on the government to consider mandating prepayment protection in industries that collect large sums of prepayment, and as part of licensing conditions, require the industry to better inform consumers of the steps they can take to protect themselves against business closure, said Mr Yong.